Always great talking to my next guest, Miranda Granger, who is back in action on August 8th. She's going to be taking on Nadia Kassem. Miranda, how's it going?
It's going really good. I'm just excited that I have a fight.
Yes, I know. Probably a weight lifted off your shoulders, right? A lot of uncertainty with this COVID stuff. When did you actually put pen to paper on this matchup and get this fight booked?
I believe it was like 6 weeks ago.
Oh, nice.
Probably.
Okay.
6 weeks ago. Yeah, I have a full camp for this one. So I'm relieved and also very excited to, get the full camp and really show what I'm made of in the cage. Because I haven't had that in the UFC yet, so.
Yes, it's always been short notice or having to fly all the way to South Korea or whatever, right, in your last fight. So that's all good. I wanted to obviously mention this because we talked about this last time. I know you had the blood clot after your last fight. I assume everything's good there. You seem like you're in a good mood and probably wouldn't take a fight if you still had some medical issues.
Yes, everything's cleared and I'm ready to go. So I just need to get in there again.
How much has the training situation improved with COVID-19? Because I know some stuff's loosening up a little bit. How's everything looking for you?
It's not too bad. I mean, Washington State is on kind of like a really strict lockdown. They keep going back and forth as to what we can and can't do. I don't know. I mean, my gym is doing everything that we need to do for like the regulations and stuff that are required for Washington, but I still have my training partners and I was in the gym. I quarantined for about a month doing absolutely nothing, and so did my coach. So when we kind of got word that we might be fighting, me and my coach just met up at the gym with no one else and trained. And then as people started coming back, I finally got my teammates back and got some new bodies. And I don't know, it's been fine.
Yeah. Well, and your husband trains, right? So that's easy too. You can work with him. And I know you also spent some time at the PI in Vegas as well because, I know your parents live out there, right? So. Yeah.
So we've been going to the PI hold on, my dogs.
No worries. Excited. Big fight, right?
Yeah. She's just eating bones outside. I closed her out. So yeah, I've been going to the PI, every couple weeks. Just working with the nutritionist and the strength and conditioning coach and getting some PT done there too as well. So, and it's obviously been really nice because Washington's nice this week, but it's been a mess. So going down to Vegas, getting some sunshine, getting some well-needed like vitamin D and running outside, it's been really nice too. So
yeah, I think we're getting the same weather because it was the same thing here in Vancouver. Like it was miserable for a while, and then now it's like finally like, oh yeah, there's summer here. Like it didn't seem like that for a couple of weeks. So obviously nice to get some vitamin D out there. Now one question I had about this fight: this is at strawweight, correct, or is this at flyweight?
Yeah, it's at strawweight.
Okay, because that's what Tapology said. I figured that. The reason I'm surprised is because Nadia's fought at flyweight for the last couple of fights. So were you surprised when they mentioned her as an opponent? Because I'm sure you weren't thinking of her.
Yeah, she definitely wasn't in my radar, but she has fought at 115 before. She fought at 115 in the UFC. She actually missed weight, but I know she kind of took that hard, so I don't anticipate her missing weight again. And I think she was a little small for 125, so I don't think it doesn't really surprise me, but at the moment it was because she wasn't even in my list of girls that have potential matchups or anything. So
right, yeah, no, absolutely. So what do you know about her? How do you feel like you match up against her here?
I feel like I match up against her really well. She'll be one of my tallest opponents because I think she's 5'5". I'm used to fighting like the 5'2", 5-foot girls in the strawweight division, so I'm actually kind of excited for that. I know she's tough. I know she has a lot of heart. In the fights that I've watched her, even when she's getting a little beat up, she still sticks in there. So she's definitely going to come ready to fight, and I'm excited for that.
And you talked a bit about training camp there. Who have you been working with mainly as far as training partners? You're allowed to say, I assume, like the government's not watching. I know sometimes they're a little weird about stuff like that.
I know. I'm probably not important enough for the government to watch. So.
I don't know. You're a UFC fighter. I'm sure they're paying it a little bit of attention. But yeah, anyway, sorry, you were saying?
Yeah, just the people from my gym, just my core group of teammates, Javi, Maya, Tyson, all these guys that I still work with every single camp. So it's nothing really different. I'm not really going out and trying to find any new training partners. Just my team is pretty much all I've been working with. And
a lot of up and comers, which is cool because like these are names we're probably going to hear about in a few years or maybe even sooner than that. So that must be kind of cool to be part of like a team that's on the come up as opposed to like being like an American top team where there's a UFC fighter everywhere.
Yeah, we have this new girl. Her name's Josie Gonzalez. She actually used to train at my gym when she was younger, and now she like went on as state wrestler. Just crazy good wrestler. I think she's like a junior Olympian too. So to have her like as a part of the team, it brings a whole new aspect to my game that I didn't have before. So being able to train with her has been like a huge step up for my game. And she's definitely someone to watch. I think you'll see her in the UFC in a couple years, actually.
Interesting. Does she have any fights yet, or is she still sort of getting into that?
She's an amateur, but she took some time off because she went to college for wrestling. But she's back in the gym full time now, and I mean, once she goes pro, I can see it taking off very fast. She's so tough. She's she's gonna be one to have to deal with for other.
There you go. Well, we'll make a reference of it in this interview, and we'll come back a couple years later, and then should probably buy a lottery ticket while we're at it as far as that goes. But yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, I mentioned this fight's at 115. I know it's not an easy cut for you, but I imagine since you had a full camp, probably way better than before when you fought at 115.
Yeah, the weight cut has been so much easier, especially since I worked with the PI and they did like a whole body composition test on me, like my, what I should and shouldn't eat at what times. And this camp for like food wise has been easier than ever. And I actually lost weight too fast. So I had to up my calories, which never happens when I cut to 115. So I've been really happy and my energy's been great all through camp, which is usually when I get to like week 3, because we're about 3 weeks out, my energy is just depleted and I don't want to talk. I don't want to move. But right now I feel great. So.
And I got to give you points for creativity, because if anyone follows you on Instagram, I know you get like the keto snacks and all that. Like what type of stuff are you eating? Because you really go to all lengths to make sure that you're eating stuff that you actually enjoy eating, trying to cut the weight and everything.
Yeah, I try to take something that would typically be like an unhealthy food and try to make it healthy. Even if it's like a pizza, because I love pizza, I'll make like an egg white frittata, but I'll put like pizza toppings on it. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I don't know, trying to reinvent the wheel or just trick my brain into think that I'm eating something good when it's just, the same thing every other day. But
who's going to be in your corner for this fight?
So Charlie, my coach, Charles Pearson, Caden, my husband, and I'm actually going to have my dad in my corner for this fight.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, just because there's no fans. So I don't know. I kind of got like emotional thinking about my dad not being there, just because he's literally never missed one of my sporting events before. So, I have the option for a third corner. So I asked my dad to be in it, and he's stoked, obviously, but also probably pretty nervous just because it's going to be a whole different experience for him. And but yeah, I couldn't imagine not having my dad there. So he's going to be my third corner.
That's awesome. Well, I look forward to seeing him on the broadcast. That's really cool. Let's talk about the matchup though. August 8th. How do you see it unfolding? How do you see it playing out?
I definitely see my hand raised. I think that it's going to be pretty wild, because I think she comes out really aggressive. I don't know. You've probably seen her last couple fights. I know people get upset because she did like a fake glove touch or whatever to like a side kick. So I know she's going to come out aggressive. I know it's going to be, I'm going to have to just stay calm and composed and weather the storm. And I think that I'll come out on top if I do those things.
Before we get out of here, obviously another fight for you here at strawweight. What's the plan after this? Come out unscathed, quick turnaround, get another fight in this year, I imagine.
I'd love to get another fight in this year. I want, hopefully I come out uninjured and ready to go again. I am going to take a little bit of time off just because I did get a full camp, so I like to just let my body reset a little bit before jumping right back into it. But after that, I'd be willing to, start training again and really get into it. The more fights, the merrier for me right now. I took too much time off for my own liking, so I'm ready to get after it.
The challenge at the time of recording this, I think the finale's coming up on Wednesday, or I don't know if they're doing like a 2-parter, but have you caught up? And if so, what would have been your thoughts on this season?
Okay, yeah. So I was super pumped that Bananas won because I love Bananas. I actually would have liked if Casey would have won for the girls. I'm not a huge Jenny fan. I feel like she's kind of like, I don't know, she backstabbed a lot.
Big time. I know. I was so surprised. Yeah. She didn't seem like the type in past seasons, but then this year she sort of was wishy-washy and everything. So
yeah, at least everyone expects that from Bananas. So it's like, don't make a deal with Bananas. Everyone knows that. But I don't know. I didn't really love that out of Jenny, and I am a Big Brother fan, so I love Casey and Big Brother, and I would have liked to see her walk away with it. But I thought it was a good season. The finale came so quick though. Like I feel like the actual episode of the finale, like it went so quick. Usually I feel like it's, I don't know, it's longer. I don't know what I'm saying, but
Did you see too that, like, you know, Dee got in trouble right on the show? Like, you heard about this and how she made some bad comments, and so they had to like edit her out of like every episode, and it was so awkward because like you'd see her sometimes, you're like, oh yeah, she's still on the show, and then obviously she did get eliminated, but they had to show like barely anything. I thought that was crazy, like that they went to those lengths to like I understand it, but like still, it was just weird to watch it. I think it was kind of like almost like awkward at a certain point.
Yeah, Caden and I were watching like the finale, and we read, because it said like something about D, and so we paused it, and I'm not a huge D fan anyway, so I was like, what's going on? And I read it, but I mean, I didn't really look into it too much, so I don't know exactly what happened, but obviously if she said something, then yeah, I mean, I guess they did what they had to do.
Yeah, that's crazy though, because yeah, I think a lot of people didn't notice it, and then like I just saw something online because I follow like one of their accounts, and it's like, oh yeah, she got in trouble, and it's like, oh, that makes sense. That's why they like completely cut her out, because they'd have like just like one shot of her, you'd see them like zoom in on someone else's face. The editing was very sort of crafty on there. Last thing I wanted to ask you as well, I know you follow a lot of the Barstool content. Did you see the watermelon challenge that Portnoy did last week? It was hilarious.
No, I've been waiting to watch the watermelon challenge, but then Caden and I just like always forget, so I haven't watched it yet.
It's good. He's got the Rocky music in the back. It's hilarious. Yeah. Like just the timing of the music and everything like works out super great. I'm sure. Have you been watching any of his like stock videos or anything like with the betting or not betting like doing the stock market and all that? That's been pretty entertaining. Yeah.
Yes. It's only money. It's only money.
And stocks only go up, right? So.
Yeah. And Caden is like obsessed with the Robinhood app right now. My whole family is obsessed with the Robinhood app. Right, I'm like, they're talking stocks. I have no idea what's going on. I'm like, all right, you guys. So.
But the good thing about it, I think, is that he's actually getting younger people to like pay attention to that whole world. Not to say that they could be as successful as him, but it's kind of like we haven't really seen someone break that barrier because it's a lot of like older guys that are just minding their own business doing the stock stuff. But obviously Portnoy has a huge reach in terms of his audience, right? So
yeah, it's super interesting.
Okay. And last one I just remembered. I know you, not now, obviously, but leading up, pizza. I know you've been doing the reviews yourself. Anything that since the last time we talked that stood out that, or it doesn't even have to be pizza, any good meal that you've had lately that we haven't talked about?
Not really. Since we talked last, I've kind of like made a little shift where I've just been trying to eat clean because I knew I was going to be taking a fight. Kaden and I are actually going to start like a cheat day vlog video after this camp. So because we do like our big like cheat days on Sundays or whatever, so and that's where we eat all our pizza and do like pizza reviews and stuff. So I think we're gonna actually start making like some like a YouTube video where we try different things. Dangerously Delicious, I think that's the name of it right now.
Oh, awesome. You got to trademark that before someone takes it. So
yes, seriously.
Awesome. All right, Miranda, really appreciate the time as always. Anyone you want to thank, any sponsors, any social media you want to plug, the floor is yours.
Just my family and my team and my husband. They've all been great. Everyone's great. So I think everyone's just excited and anticipating me getting back in there, and I can't wait.